gotta get back out in the world. Get back out on the road. I mean, the core of man's spirit comes from new experiences.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Apologies for my absence over the last few days. I was in Seattle visiting family and it was quite an experience. Things don't seem to have improved for Bud Light, it's only seemed to have gotten worse and worse. Anheuser Busch's stock is down by 16%, their sales are down by 28% now, and it's believed they've lost up to $23 billion throughout this whole thing. So, not looking good. And Dylan Mulvaney in the meantime has fled to Peru, claiming to not feel safe in this country. Peru, where gay marriage is illegal, by the way, but whatever. So we're going to have a look at that. Before we get into that, I want us to hear from Anson Fredricks, who's given some great insights into what's going on with Bud Light. And he said that he was surprised at how much money the company has lost and obviously how long it's gone on for. So let's take a look.
Former Anheuser Busch President of Operations, Anson Fredricks, joins us now. Anson, it's great to have you on the program.
Thanks for having me, Liz.
It's Cheryl Casoni. So I'm in for Liz today. So listen, I had to double check the numbers on the amount of market value that Anheuser InBev has lost, okay? $23.32 billion. That is the hit from the peak on March 31st. As somebody that worked at the company, how shocked are you at the financial hit that the company has taken?
I'm shocked about the financial hit this company has taken, Cheryl. I think I'm even more shocked, though, about the lack of clear response that the current CEO has delivered during this crisis. He's had 3 chances now, most recently in the week leading up to July 4th, the #1 beer selling week of the year, to have a clear response to get customers back. He was asked on CBS, was this campaign a mistake and would you do it again? This was a softball question. He should have knocked it out of the park. They're saying, of course, this was a mistake. We wouldn't do this again because we've lost billions of dollars of market cap. Our brands are down almost 30%. And all of a sudden, we're putting a lot of our suppliers at risk. And people now they're laying off hundreds of people from jobs at some of their suppliers. And there's going to be more employees at risk if we don't find a CEO who can somehow address this situation, get those customers back that were always loyal to Bud Light, and move this company forward.
Okay, so you're talking about Anheuser Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth, and you're on the record already as saying you think that he should be fired. I think there's a lot of people out there that agree with you at this point. Probably shareholders are going to lead the list on that one. But then who replaces him? Because you have to have somebody that's going to come in with the specific type of experience in the beverage market, somebody that knows the consumer, someone that also is able to basically turn around the Titanic at this point.
Yeah, sure, you're absolutely right. That's going to have to be someone that comes in with a clear vision for this company and a clear vision for this brand. By coming in and saying that Bud Light was always a brand that did not get involved in political issues before. It was the largest brand in the U.S. because it was remarkably apolitical. It was always about sports. It was always about music. It was about things bringing people together. That's why it was a mistake that they did this campaign in the first place, because they were unable to come out. And this is in Dylan Mulvaney's words. You know, the worst thing is hiring somebody and not being able to stand by them. That's worse than just not hiring somebody at all. Therefore, this campaign was a mistake. Anheuser Busch will not be doing campaigns like this moving forward. They'll get back to things that bring everybody together. Hopefully that can protect the jobs at Anheuser Busch, jobs at wholesalers, and get this company back going in the right direction for Cheryl.
So he doesn't really have anything good to say about the CEO and how the CEO is dealing with this. Maybe a new CEO would be a fresh start, having a new face to the company. Perhaps that might make people believe that they're serious about making changes. But as of now, it's gone on for too long. No apology. They've only kind of doubled down and never said that they regret the whole situation. So it doesn't look good for Bud Light. They have continued to release the commercials, the summer commercials that are supposed to make everything okay. Clearly it hasn't. They have continued to tweet as well after a long absence from Twitter. But of course, the responses are not good. The responses are not great, but they're still sticking at it. So I give them credit for that at least. So as for Dylan is in Peru, enjoying some solo traveling, having to get away, enjoying the privileges of caricaturing women, enjoying the millions of dollars that have been made since embarking on certain number of days of girlhood. And at the same time, for some reason, despite all of that, Dylan still manages to play victim. So let's take a look.
Hi, is this an okay time? Okay, surprise! I'm in Peru, and I'm at Machu Picchu. Isn't this just so beautiful? I'm here by myself, and I used to do a ton of solo traveling. I'm telling you, it's the best. If you could ever do a solo trip somewhere, it is such a good way to get to know yourself better. But I came here to feel something, you know what I mean? And I definitely have. I've done shaman ceremonies that were like 10 years worth of therapy. It was wild. I've seen a lot of llamas, and the people here are so kind. I feel very safe here. It's a little sad that I had to leave my country to feel safe, but that will get better eventually. And I am dying for some Trader Joe's rolled chili lime chips. But other than that, I am so content. Still haven't been kissed yet, but I'm holding out hope. And most of all, you know, this trip has me feeling like I'm my own best friend again. And that is the best feeling in the world. And I hope that you feel that way about yourself too. And I love ya. Okay. Bye. Machu Picchu. Wow. Gorgeous. Love you.
So I definitely agree that it's good to travel solo sometimes. But I know going to Peru with the American dollar, going to Peru as a tourist, especially a wealthy tourist like Dylan, is a lot different from living there. And I would like to know, what rights has Dylan been denied? What rights does Dylan and people within his community not have in America? Name one. Not only does Dylan have rights, Dylan has special privileges. Everyone has to tiptoe around Dylan and people within this community and make sure they don't use the wrong pronoun. There's people who have lost their jobs for misgendering somebody. There are people who have lost their jobs for using the wrong pronouns. I heard recently if somebody threatened with losing their job because it's company policy to put pronouns in your bio. This person didn't want to do that, and now they're being threatened with losing their job. This is what's happening to people. Yet, for some reason, Dylan doesn't feel safe here when everyone is bending over backwards to accommodate Dylan and to accommodate, people like Dylan. That's the reality. In Michigan, there's the House Bill 4474, which includes a package of legislation that would replace Michigan's existing Ethnic Intimidation Act. It would expand the existing law to cover sex, sexual orientation, age, gender identity or expression, and physical or mental disability. Religion, ethnicity, and race were already included in the previous legislation and will still be covered under the new law. The bill would make it a hate crime to cause someone to feel terrorized, frightened, or threatened with words, including by deliberately misgendering them. Some people are saying that this potentially is unconstitutional because it can infringe upon a person's freedom of speech. And, but this is the sort of thing we're dealing with here in the US. So again, I really don't understand why Dylan doesn't feel safe here. I think it's the best country for trans people. I think it's the best country for people who are LGBTQ. It affords them definitely the same rights as everybody else, but also goes beyond that and gives them privileges where everyone else, potentially has their rights infringed upon. But that's okay. But one thing Anson Fredricks did say is that Bud Light should have supported Dylan. If they were going to enter into the political realm, if they were going to, partner with Dylan in the first place, they should have stood by their decision, or at least cut ties and just been clear that they had made a mistake. But so far they haven't done either. They're kind of just straddling the fence.
Anson, you mentioned that latest posting from Dylan Mulvaney. I want to show our viewers exactly what you're talking about and get your reaction on the other side.
What transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And for months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all.
Anson, she says that the company abandoned her.
It's sad. I think the company did abandon her. And that if you're going to be doing partnerships with people that are controversial, then you need to be able to stand by that. You need to be able to clearly articulate to your customers, maybe Bud Light is moving in a different direction as a brand. Maybe it's going to be a brand like Ben & Jerry's. Ben & Jerry's is very clear on their website that they support things like defund the police initiatives. They try and overturn election integrity laws. They recently said the U.S. should give back land to the Native Americans who allegedly, where Mount Rushmore is housed. Ben & Jerry's, at least they're clear about that. Bud Light has never been, that's never been part of Bud Light's social brand or social mission. And I think that's what has customers a lot upset. They were never involved in sort of these controversies before. And if I think about what they need to be doing moving forward, it's just being clear, they're going to move in the direction of Ben & Jerry's, or you're just going to harken back to what Bud Light always was, which is just a great beer that was great to drink at football games and didn't necessarily become part of the debate. It was made when people were debating things, but the beer itself was not part of it.
So Ben & Jerry's July 4th tweet said, "The United States was founded on stolen indigenous land. This 4th of July, let's commit to returning it." So that didn't go down well, and many people are vowing to give them the Bud Light treatment. So even when you're openly woke, it can still backfire, as we've seen. And apparently their market cap has already lost $2 billion. And what was pretty interesting was an interview with Don Stevens, chief of the Nuhegan band of the Coosac Abenaki Nation, one of 4 tribes descended from the Abenaki that are recognized in Vermont. He told the Post last week that he would like to inquire as to whether the land where Ben & Jerry's headquarters is located may belong to his people. So again, going woke doesn't seem to be working for some of these companies, but they will continue to do so. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video.